Hey guys, I'm IzDaisho and I'm here bringing you some magic. This is game 2 of my latest RTR draft. I think this is RTR draft number 7. I drafted a decent Selesnya deck. Definitely not the best one that I've ever built, but it's pretty balanced. It's got a nice mix of spells and pump spells, or creatures and pump spells and auras and just pretty powerful cards with a decent amount of populate involved. So it was definitely not the best deck I've made, but a pretty good deck. So my opponent here is going to do nothing until turn 4, and then put a Pursuit of Flight on a Frostburn Weird. So I don't know which of those he just drew, or maybe he just wanted to have the Frostburn Weird stay there. I don't know. He probably just drew the Frostburn Weird and was able to put a Pursuit of Flight on it. But that was definitely not wonderful for me, considering I still don't have... Well, I actually do have a turn 4 play. It's going to be an instant, but my first 3 turns were nothing. So maybe if I had gotten some damage off him there, then that would have put me in a better spot. But the fact that I've done nothing and then he just presents this gigantic threat is really bad for me. So if I've got an Avenging Arrow here, then I'm actually not in terrible shape. I took 8 damage, so it was definitely not like a 2-for-1, but I did get to eat a couple of his turns. But instead I just have an Eyes in the Skies, and I could have just blocked there, but I don't think it would have really mattered. Anyway, I've got 5 lands right now, and I have a Tristani's Judgment in hand, so I figure, alright, this is not going well, but if I draw the Tristani's Judgment next turn, then I can probably win this game. So I decided to just attack for 2 here. Maybe I should have attacked for 4, I don't know, maybe not. It doesn't, I mean, it sort of does matter, but not really. So, I mean, I could have just gotten in for 4 here. I think it actually would have hurt me in the long run if I had attacked with both birds. But I could have chump blocked the first time, which maybe would have just been smarter, because then that doesn't give him any chance to screw with my blockers, because he doesn't have any... Well, I guess he did have some mana that turn, but he wouldn't have been able to use it to pump. I don't know. Whatever. So, in the end, he's just going to attack me here, I think... I'm not sure if... I think he gives it flying in the end as well. I don't know. It's just a confusing situation when a Frostburn Weird has Pursuit of Flight on it, because you can pump it 5 times to make it an 8-1, but you also want to be able to give it flying most of the time, so then you have to have 6 mana to put into it. So it's definitely a huge investment. But I just decided to jump block here, so with my bird. So that's fine, and then I leave the other bird back this turn. So it's a little bit awkward that I wasn't able to swing in with both my birds either, or I was just attacking with 1 less bird each turn, so that wasn't great. Unfortunately, I don't draw the land here, so I'm stuck just playing a Slime Molding for 4 with that Phantom General out, though it'll be a 5/5, but at my end step, he's just going to Annihilating Fire my bird, and that's not good news, because that means that he'll be able to attack me. With his Frostburn Weird, he can get in for 8, take me down to 4, and then kill me the next turn, presumably. But instead, he just decides to... what does he do? This is actually a little confusing. Okay, so... Oh, he leaves red-black mana up, and he plays an Asperia's Skywatch. I think he's got 1 land that's out here that we can't see. Oh, yeah, Oh, and he pumped it there. So I'm actually at 8, sorry. Actually, I'll just change that. Never mind. So anyway, he attacked me, and he pumped his Frostburn Weird once. He detained my slime, so I can't attack with that. So I really need an answer to the Frostburn Weird, or I'm going to die next turn. Luckily, I did draw the Tristani's Judgment. So the Judgment will actually put me pretty far ahead here, because then I have 2 slimes, and he's only got me on a 3-turn clock. So he's got to have something rather impressive here if he wants to deal with me. Otherwise, I guess he can just play some chump blockers. But that is definitely not going to be great. So the reason why I mentioned that he didn't leave blue mana up is because if he had, then he would have had a Dispel in hand, and that would have just completely ended the game right there, because he could have just dispelled that and then... Oh no, he just drew the Dispel this turn. Wow, I thought he had it in hand previously, but I guess that makes sense. He probably would have left it up if he had it in hand. But anyway... Fortunately for him, he's got a Hypersonic Dragon, so he's just going to slam that dragon down there and take me down to 1. And fortunately for me, I actually still have a way to win this game. So I've only got 12 power on board right now, but I do have a Knightly Valor. And I also have a Swift Justice in hand. So I can play my Knightly Valor and my Swift Justice, and then gain just enough life, because if I put it on one of my slimes, then I can gain 8 life, going back up to 9, and then I can just kill him. But unfortunately, he's got the Dispel for my Swift Justice, and that spells the end of the game for me. But it was actually a really close turn of events, and I actually almost came back, which was surprising, because it was one of those games where you kind of just figure that you're out because you don't have anything to do for the beginning, and then you miss the key land drop, and everything just seems so terrible. But it turns out that Knightly Valor and Swift Justice wasn't enough, just because he actually had the Dispel for it. But I think it would have been pretty cool if I had been able to come back and win this game. Either way, there is going to be a Game 3, and I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.